Hey family. Hey family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I'ma do it again. I'ma do it again. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I'ma do it again. I'ma do it again. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Boogadiga 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 boogadi boo da boo 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 boogadi boo 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 boo. Hey family, hey family, hey family. Ah, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanted to come on here for a little bit, right? Um, I just want to share some things, y'all. Uh, I am truly, truly grateful. Don't you ever get it wrong, right? Um, I prayed before I came down. Monday, I went to do an Alfred plea. And it's supposed to have been just me saying that I'm. Matter of fact, I want to try to explain it and make it so simple. I want to try to make it simple. Last year, y'all know I got arrested. Now, I'm a community activist. I'm a civil rights advocate. And y'all know I have a housing program called Strengthen the Community, the Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope. The goal is I help our homeless and less fortunate generation, people that either fell on hard time, they might be in the process of being evicted, and they need a space. Normally, when they call me, they think they're calling a shelter because the way I'm in the system, business wise as a shelter. But no, I am not a shelter, but I provide shelter like a roof over your head, right? So that's what I explain when people call me. I have to run down, my business and everything. Well, anyway, last year, around in January of last year, started basically then with the Eastern District Police Department. I would call them out. Like one of my clients wasn't on his medication. And rather than us out there fussing and fighting, physically fighting, before it get to that point, it is suggested that I call the police, to avoid certain things. But every time I called the police to help me with my client, they would go over. Now, mind you, this guy's off his meds. They would go over, talk with him, then turn around and come for me. And I'm like, wait, ho. I'm the one called y'all. Well, anyway, because I have a big mouth. I'm a community activist. I speak out a lot. So if I feel like you're attacking me, I speak out a lot. And that was the issue with me and the Eastern District polices on the streets, because I had to report them to their major, because they kept, every time I would call them, we would end up arguing with each other. I even had a female officer came to fight me, and it was another officer that held her back. Now, the courts don't know all this. My lawyer don't know all of this. And I kept trying to explain to my lawyer what's going on. I said, this is not about my clients. It's the police. Because every time they would come out, we would argue. Rather than them coming out to do their jobs, we would argue. And from the point of what I understand, right, the officers was telling me that, like, they can't do nothing no more. Their hands are tied now, which I understand that because of the consent decree. So this is what the officers was telling me. Now, I needed them to help me and help my clients. I never got the help. So this one officer, me and him would talk. When he wasn't on camera, me and him would talk about like leaving a legacy behind for our children, doing a great job for Baltimore City, blah, 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 stuff like that, right? And we would talk. But once his camera was on, it's like he turned into a total different person. And he told me, he said, a lot of them said that they had to perform a certain way when the camera's on or they'll lose their jobs. Brad McPhee, I hope you see this because I kept telling you it's not about the clients. I received a phone call about a week before I was arrested that a lot of the community activists was being shut down. And you know me, I know Brandon Scott, I know Ivan Bates, I know, most of them I walk with, I talk with, right? So I'm like, oh, Brandon Scott ain't gonna let nothing happen to me because he know blah, 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 blah. A week later, I was gone. This police officer put together 17 charges, home invasion. Now, mind you, this is my rental property. I rent property to help people. I rent property. I explain to the landlords, what the goal is and what we do. It's like renting it's just like, because I don't have the funding or I don't have the ability yet to have my own place, my own stuff. So we have to rent property to put people in as far as with our program or our businesses until we get to that point where we can do our own thing, right? So most anybody that have recovery programs, AA, NA, and they doing it out of residential programs, and we rent the property. And the whole goal, which a lot of people don't understand, the reason why we tend to rent property in neighborhoods with people, say like a recovering addict or a drug addict, we trying to help them get their lives together. They have to learn to grow back up in that community from what they fell short in. I have 31 years, so I understand the process of working with people. I might not be certified, but I got the personal experience. I might not have the PhD, but I got the personal experience that you went and studied and learned how to deal with people. But it's all good. But anyway, this what was happening with me in the Eastern District Police Department. Brad McPhee. It's not about the clients. And I told you that because I reported this officer to his sergeant because he gave one of my clients permission to knock my back door down twice to my housing program. I don't put people out. If I remove you from the housing program, I will put you in something more stable. I don't do that. That's not how Steve Copeland rolled. So y'all got me mixed up. And sometimes that bothers me because I put my freaking life on the line for our people. But y'all treat me like I'm the worst thing that ever walked around Baltimore City. And it's mainly my own people. I don't know why we do each other like that. But anyway, when I was looking at that Alfred plea, right, and I was listening to, because I know the truth. My clients know the truth. The police know the lies. The police officer set this bull crap up. And I'm not going to say your name right now. Because my goal was to push it behind me. Because I was going to sue Baltimore City and the Eastern District Police Department for what happened. My toe being amputated because I didn't get the proper help. when I was in the prison hospital. That's 2. So what I was going to do, because God moved me, God like opened that door to, proceed in the business and the mission that he wants me to do for him. I said, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. But guess what? Monday, when y'all took this box, told me go get this box off, Miss Prosecutor, then you turned around. I don't know if you be drinking. I don't know if you getting high. I don't know, old lady, and I really don't care. I really don't care. I don't know what is going on with you. But your behavior was so irresponsible. I tripped out for a professional. You didn't even have stuff in order, and I'm watching you. I'm like, what the freak? Because you know why you ain't have it in order? Because you was going off of false information. And you was trying to make what he did, the officer, right. I sat there and the lady went, I'm listening to her reading off the report. And I'm like, yep. I ain't had no involvement in nothing. Already knew that. It was just that I was there. I was guilty by association. Even though you didn't do this and you didn't do that and you didn't know the person was going to actually take the phone, but you was out in the hall when they did it. So you was actually part of what they did. If you say so. But you telling me I didn't do nothing, but I witnessed it. So that made me part of it. I said, wow. Guilty by association. I said, well, if that's the case, if I'm guilty, then I helped Ivan Bates twice when he ran for state's attorney. And he got in the second round. So I guess if I'm a no good such and such and such, Ivan Bates is too. Guilty by association, wench. Because when I get that chance to talk to you, because my lawyer told me you think I'm a piece of scum. Mm-hmm. 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 So personally, Stephen Copeland, I'm gonna tell you, Vanessa, I'm gonna say your name now. Because I put my life on the line, woman, to try to help us in Baltimore City. So when I get a chance to talk to you, you got something you want to say to me? I'm talking about human being to human being, because your dad you being a lawyer and a prosecutor, that does not faze me. Bring your butt out into the community. Come and go with me down on North in Pennsylvania, Cumberland, where they out there working and hustling and doing what they doing. Walk with me, white woman. Walk with me. I guarantee you won't. Because a lot of them won't. So the goal with strengthening the community is to build back up in the BLK community. But y'all want to make me out to be the problem. And I am, to a lot of y'all. I am. You know why? Because God has given me the courage, the balls, and all of that to come into the inner city community and embrace our people, let them know I used to live like that over 31 years ago. But see, I was the one with the package that put it out there. I was destroying the community. I didn't realize that until I came out of it. And I looked back and I was like, oh my God, the harm that I was causing to our community. And you could not tell me I was wrong. Selling people that poison, where back then it was, bang, bang, bang. It was, I ain't even do that part. I'm just saying, but it was the real deal. You know, you had to cut it and stuff. That's old school. Sometimes I don't think about that stuff. Sometimes I forget. But see, I'm their worst enemy, and y'all don't realize it. I'm the problem. Because you see what I'm doing right now? I'm on my live. I'm on TikTok here. And I have a broadcast with Restream. So I'm streaming to 6 other platforms. This makes 7. And I'm trying to embed it on this, where when I come, I can just sit right where I'm at in the office. I came downstairs to the office. This where I will be working with the women and the children, because the building we have is basically for men. I will have an office there too. Matter of fact, I was trying to go over there and straighten it out. Now, because the men is more like everything starts from the back upstairs, the goal is once they come through the door, like if I have to interview somebody over there, female, you know, kids wise, I don't want to mix the two, because that's because we dealing with ex-offenders, felons. If you're disabled, we have service for that. We have a look, we have a I'm sorry, y'all, forgive me. We have a elevator in there that take you up to the 3rd floor. We have a ramp for like if somebody disabled in a wheelchair, we can take you in. But you gotta participate in the program as far as doing the necessary things to change your thinking. But guess what? When I was talking with Marlo, it's no time limit for you to lead. So it could be assistant living for somebody. But see now, when I come in, my goal is for you to come in, because we're gonna have the staff on board and everything. They're gonna be down there, the offices and all that for them. Gonna be down in the basement part, the lower part. It's even a culinary kitchen down there. I'm like, ugh. But look, the goal is I can't move, so I'm gonna have to do everything from here, from home and everything, right? I'm gonna have to do that. Excuse me, y'all. Somebody just sent a comment. Hey, Skip, let me see something. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong thing. No, I was just talking about what happened, and basically what I do as far as helping to build back up in Baltimore City. And I'm kind of like, I'm hurt, right? But I'm telling y'all right now, um, my friend has she has a staffing program like what I do, house people, stuff like that, and then we send you to therapy. We'll send you out to the PRP and stuff like that. We sign you up for people to help you better your life, but you have to do the work in order to change. You know what I mean? And I'm telling y'all that's very, 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 very important. That's why I always tell people I have 31 years clean. I'm not that rotten, no good son of a sea biscuit. So that mother apple, blah, 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 but I'll say son of a sea biscuit. That's just my word. That I used to be, and it's only because of him. But now what I try to do, y'all, and I know y'all understand, I try to live accordingly to the morals, the values, and the principles that Barbara Jean was trying to teach me as I was growing up, being respectful and stuff like that. So we might we have those instilled in us. To keep it simple, you know the difference between right and wrong, right? But I understand too, what's wrong can always feel right. I had to realize that because it's a lot of, let me watch it. Because a lot of stuff I used to do, I don't do no more. But it's things that I know that could be wrong or might be wrong. And I might just want to put my hands in it. You get me? Only to get burnt and be like, God dang it, Steve, don't do that one again. That's reality. That's life. I wish I could sit here and tell y'all, I walk on water. I am just like Jesus Christ. I don't lust. I don't eat. I don't eat. You can put it with the eat. I like saying that. I don't eat. I haven't eaten. But look, y'all better not take me too serious. Y'all better be over there laughing, and I'm not playing. Y'all better be over there laughing. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you life. But anyway, let me kind of get back right here. I was talking about what the prosecutor did. Now, mind y'all, I'm a human rights advocate. I am a community activist. And the reason why I'm saying this, because do y'all know we are considered as lawyers, but not with the certificate, the license, or however that goes. That's no problem. I ain't worried about that. And the reason why I'm saying that, because what I do when it comes to speaking, if I'm asked to come somewhere and speak, whatever the topic is, I will read up on that topic. And then it's like, okay, we know what the problem is. But when I step in the room, I'm coming to tell y'all what we can do to kind of either slow it down or put a stop to it. This is what we can do. This is the process. Do y'all realize when I'm dealing with our politicians, when I'm dealing with our polices, some of them, not all of them, they don't want the solution. It's like, big bald head dude, shh, because it's money. They make money from Donald Trump on down. He's a businessman. So he makes money off of people's pain and misery. But y'all don't see that. He's a businessman. He's not a politician. And he told y'all that. But you voted him back in anyway. If he's worth $3 billion right now, he will be worth about $7 billion in the next 4 years. Because everything gonna be based around business to him. And that's what y'all want, right? So you know what y'all just did? As a person that's in the community, who actually do the footwork to resolve some of the issues that we, or the crisis we have in the community. If y'all don't participate in helping, y'all will make people like me jobs harder. Because see, y'all do this. I don't just do this. I do that. Whatever I say out my mouth towards recovery, towards solutions, I come out. I deal with the public while y'all sitting back, meeting each other at this function and that function. But then the people that need y'all the most, like the inner city people, where the buildings are falling down, where the houses are rotting up, that need y'all the most. Guess what? Y'all turn your back. Then you come in and make all these false promises. If I get in, I'm gonna do this. If I get in, I'm gonna do that. If I get in, I'm gonna do this. If I'm gonna get in, I'll do that. If I get in, I'll do this. If you vote for me, I'm gonna come here. And then the moment you get in, I can't twist this chair all the way around. You turn your freaking backs. You know why? Because I see it. Because I'm there. That's why if you want to talk about politics, let's talk about politics. It's full of shit. Watch my mouth. I watch it. I had people that come and say, can you help me run for this and run for that? And guess what? I had to tell them no. And the reason why, because I know they full of crap. They mean well with the policies, but it's to implement them in the community. So guess what? It wasn't about who won. I wasn't that ain't impressed me. It's what we going to do. Because it's only so much they can do. The president of the United States. That's a threefold thing. Look at the three branches of government. So one individual cannot take control of everything because it's not set up like that. But see, y'all don't see it. But see, if you took the time out, seriously, to get involved in the communities and community activities and stuff, right, to see what's actually going on there, because it starts here up. That's why the funding or whatever like that comes down. Whatever they do, whatever laws they create, it trickles down. And it's not a law that they haven't created that's not in scripture. The books of Moses, the laws of Moses. Oh, they restricted me. Oh, I gotta watch it. It was telling me did you? Oh, I gotta watch it. Cause I think when I get a little loud, they probably because it was somehow certain things is restricted for some audience. But yeah, I gotta watch it because y'all know I get loud. That's part of my passion. That's part of my love. And I just want people to understand that when you see me go like that, that's because I'm like feeling it. And to some people, if you don't understand, you'll be like, something wrong with them. Yep. Crazy is all I'm doing for y'all. And me. Don't get it wrong. Because I understand how things go. Or how things is going. And I just want to say, Ivan Bates, bro, you know I love you. Baltimore City. You know I love you. And I want to message you so bad about this bull jump. But I know y'all got a job to do. Just like I have a job to do. And I'm talking about our state's attorney. A lot of y'all know what happened to me last year. A lot of y'all. Do y'all know throughout the whole process, I was never able to tell the judge who I am. I was never able to tell the judge what I do as a human being to help build back up in Baltimore, inner city. Talking to people where we can start doing affordable houses for low to moderate income people. Do I might look like it, I don't know. But do I look like the type of guy dealing with the homeless population, knowing they need somewhere to lay their heads? Went and got the number, thank you, Janet, to the director of housing, HUD housing, because I want to learn about like the programs they have affordable housing for people that can't afford the $200,000-$300,000 houses. So y'all want to tell me I'm wrong for doing that? I'm wrong for reaching out to find out what type of programs, what type of houses that, I mean, vouchers and stuff for people that can't afford the real expensive houses, but we can put them in something decent anyway and build back up in the community. I'm wrong. And I know a lot of y'all that's living good and everything. Y'all, yeah, you wrong. They don't deserve it. Yes, they do. Why can't you live in the ghetto and be happy, joyous, and free? A lot of y'all living in these $200-300 million houses, happy, joyous, and free, and miserable as all outdoors. And got it. Just ain't got it in here. I can only give back. I learned how to love Steve Copeland. I'm a loving, caring, compassionate man. And I only try to give it back and helping others. And y'all will label me everything that Barbara Jean did not call me by name. Stephen Copeland Sr. Now, it's like Christ. And I'm not Christ. I'm just saying because I was thinking about the many names. It's like, y'all just give me all kinds of names. I'm like, that one right there, where that one come from? What? So I came on here because I actually want to put you on blast, Miss, the prosecutor. You and my lawyer came to agreement with me. From the time I've been on home monitor, home for something, charged for something that I did not do. Because I'm still trying to figure out. I'm lost. I'm the one that signed that lease agreement on both houses. When that landlord don't get his rent money, he is not coming for my clients. He's coming for Steve Copeland. So what y'all are trying to do, we got transitional housing, so we're housing people temporarily to help them put their lives together. But y'all want to make it seem like it's a permanent thing. Do they get mail there? Let me see. Yeah. They rent the rooms? No, that's not how we do it. And then if you try to do this, well, they're resident there if they get mail and blah, 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 because they renting. And then I'll say, ask them for their rental agreement. No. Look what you just said. Ask them for their rental agreement or their lease, because this is not room for rent. It's a housing program, temporary. So the sooner you come in, you do the necessary things to turn your life around. It could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, it might be 6. And basically, you graduate from the program, you get the key to your affordable place. But they never sit down with me to talk and find out what I actually do and how I do it. Because the police want to come in and they want to tell you what the law is from the way they was taught. And I try to let them know you can't apply that here, buddy. That don't work here like that. This is a business. And how in the heck y'all gonna come in somebody's business and tell them how to run their business? Officer Friendly. But if you want to learn the difference, I'm willing to come around and sit and talk with y'all and help y'all understand. And then men, police is out there, right? Because we arguing in the middle of the street like ghetto rats. We are arguing, me and the polices. And it might be 3 or 4 of them, right? And we arguing. I said, wait a minute, ho. I'm in the community just like y'all. Y'all get paid to protect and serve. I don't get paid. Y'all get paid. And y'all coming up against me when I'm in the community trying to help reduce the violence and the hung rate and the unalive rate. Encouraging people, letting them know what programs that they can get into to help turn their lives around. Y'all coming for me? The Eastern District Police Department. And when their cameras was off, we would have a decent conversation. But when that camera came on, it was like I was talking to 2 different people. I was like, what the what? But they explained to me why. So when their cameras came on, Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation start recording too. So a lot of the stuff I got video of. A lot of the stuff I sent over to Twitter from what I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department, Brandon, with the Eastern District Police Department, Ivan Bates, with the Eastern District Police Department at the time was Commissioner Harris. I went down to Commissioner Harris. I called, but I went down twice to talk to him about what I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department. Prosecutor, since you want to sit back and try to make me out to be the, I'll give it a victim. I told my lawyer, I said, this is bigger than that. It ain't about the female client. How they gonna go? They gonna go up to January the 18th. And me and this girl always text each other. That's how we communicate. They called it harassment. Huh? And I would sit up here and, December, Christmas. She wanted to make sure her daughter had something nice for Christmas. No problem. She said she was going to be late for January. No problem. No problem. So around about the 15th, I got bills to pay in there. So if they pay, I pay the bills. If they don't pay, now I got to come out my pocket. So, all right, I'm texting her. We texting when you going to have the money, blah, blah, blah. I have it Tuesday. Tuesday came, she ain't here, had the money. So I text her back. When you going to have the money, blah, blah, blah. I'll give it to you. So guess what? The prosecutor said I texted about 50 times. That's the way we communicated. That's my client. I can't talk to my client. Either we're going to text each other or we're going to talk on the phone or I'm coming to the house. That's my client. I got to make sure things is okay with them anyway. That's my client's prosecutor. I do not just go in nobody's room. They know that I checks up on them to make sure they're keeping their rooms clean. It's not a lot of trash in there. Their clothes being washed and taken care of because it's a program in helping them get their lives together. But they didn't discuss none of that. I never once had the chance to tell them who Steve Copeland is and what I do. They wasn't trying to hear. Because guess what? I'm guilty until proven absolutely guilty. Even if we have to create stuff. And that's what happened. I was like, you mother suckers. You mother suckers. Now, mind you, I'm talking about me. Can you imagine the people, because of the police report and charges, then you know the detectives there, and they're all going off of fake, phony information. The judge don't know if it's true or not, and the prosecutor don't know. But the prosecutor will justify wrong stuff. I watched you, Vanessa, to make it right. You want to try to accuse me of something that you read that told you I ain't had nothing to do with nothing. And that was the report. But you wanted to, just because I was there in shadow. Y'all know I was going to talk about this, right? Because y'all full of dirt. And I wished I never seen how y'all work. But it starts with the police report. Innocent project. And I know y'all know. So you can have one charge that might be right, but they'll add 15 on it. But it's the prosecutor that's going to play with whatever that might benefit them to charge you. Well, to indict, I wanted to say indict, but basically charge you to try to give you time. And you know what tends to happen? Sometimes that mess sound good and we agree right to it. No, we ain't need to do what they say. And it's sad. Now I'm telling you personally what I'm seeing with my eyes, not the glasses on. I'm seeing this bull jump, and I'm seeing the process of where it comes from because of these crudball polices out there. How can y'all go home at night and sleep? And then you got family. Would you want somebody to actually do your family the way you're doing other people's sons and daughters, fathers, nieces, nephews, uncles? How can y'all sleep with yourself? When you sit back and you write up a fake, phony police report, and the charges don't even go with the police report, but the prosecutor try to make it fit. Because that's what y'all doing to me. But y'all forgot I got a big mouth. Ain't nobody tell you that, Vanessa? You better talk to Ivan Bates. You better go talk to Brandon Scott. They must didn't tell you. That's that big mouth, bald head, black dude. They didn't tell you? Talk to him. Talk to him. Because if I want to be nasty and mean, Ivan Bates, when I come to town hall meetings and you there, I will put your office on blast. Because I eyewitnessed for myself the lies. You better talk to her. Because she didn't know what she was doing. She gonna sit there. I can't even explain to y'all. Y'all never asked me what really happened. Well, Mr. Copeland, do you want to explain your part? Nobody. First, I want to know, who house did I do a home invasion on? Who house did I do a burglary on? Who house? Because if you say 1631 and 1629, I'm going to tell you they are my damn houses and my rental properties that I do my business out of. Google me. It will give you the addresses. It's not the client's addresses. That's my property, my business. And I want to straighten that because I don't own it. I'm renting. Because that's what we do when you can't afford, like when you haven't built your own stuff. You rent property until you get to that point. Y'all never asked me, Judge. Mr. Copeland, you can't talk. Prosecutor. And you gonna sit up there and just don't even know me. But you created a bunch of lies about me. And I had to stand there and listen. Now, guess what? I'm on my stuff now. I'm on my Restream broadcast network. This is mine. Okay? Expressing my First Amendment right too. Y'all never once asked me what was my part. Why was this? Why was that, Mr. Copeland? Who are you? Blah, blah, blah. Y'all never. Judge. Prosecutor. I almost said your name, bro. You're a lying piece of trash. Officer and detective too. Because you the one created that bull junk from January that had me indicted. How you gonna turn around? And I'm like, come on, I ain't no freaking lawyer. I asked my lawyer, I said, wait a minute. This incident supposed to happen January the 18th with the girl, right? Us texting each other. I was charged with second-degree assault. We texting each other. I was charged with burglary with her. We texting each other. And harassment. We are texting each other. Then I didn't even know I had a second case. Because the police and them did that. It's two cases. They took a conversation from January and brought it into something March the 12th. I asked my lawyer, I said, how did they do that? Mm-hmm. Y'all think people dumb. Common sense. But it don't matter. It don't matter how, what, when, where. It doesn't matter how it got to that point. It's here. Because we're going to deal with this right here. No. We ain't going to deal with how I got up to this. I said, yeah, they was my two rental properties, but I was living with my niece. They raided her house. Tore my space up, my niece said. Looking for Gucci glasses, checkbooks, and something else. That's not even in the case right here, but that's part of what happened. I told my lawyer, I said, this is bigger than what you realize. With the Eastern District Police Department. Oh, we ain't worried about that. Oh, you not? Okay. And guess what? I know a lot of y'all, why he talking about that? Why he saying that? Know why? I stood up for a lot of y'all. And nobody stand up for me. I start realizing either you're part of what's going on. I understand you want to keep your distance. but you call yourself representing the people. You know what I do, and y'all watch what happened to me. But you promise, and a lot of y'all politicians, the ones that went trying to run and rant and all that, talking about how you want to build up, how you want to do this, how you want to do that, but you left me standing by myself. And you talking about how y'all want to make a change. Left me standing by myself. And a part of me can't blame you, because I know you scared. I know a lot of y'all scared to step up. I know. That's why when I come on, y'all sit in the background and you listen and you watch me. You see what's happening to me. And you like, that's what he cares. Why? For running off in my mouth. For standing up for righteousness. For standing up for what is right. And I deserve it. I'm like y'all too. I want to give up. I want to turn my back. But I can tell you right now, it's the Holy Spirit that's not letting me. You can say what you want religiously, okay? It's the Holy Spirit that says, I called you to be fishers, to be a fisher of men. I laid down the Great Commission for y'all to go back into the world and baptize them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I know my purpose. I know my mission. That's why I understand I can't blame y'all for being afraid, because many are called, but few actually obey that calling. You can quote stuff, you can sound good with it all you want. I watch what you do. Do you just talk a good game, or do you actually walk what you talk or preach? I had to learn it, because a lot of us can talk a real good game to impress people and blah, 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 blah. But are you actually doing the work that's coming out of your mouth? And I'm going to say this again. I was looking for an area, like a little studio spot, right? Where we can do the couch conversation, where we can actually start the teen talk show all over again and all that type of stuff too. So it's going to take y'all. Y'all have to participate in the things that basically God got me trying to do. I don't want to use no negative words. God got me doing. Because it's only to benefit us, the couch conversation show, right? I want us to be able to sit down and just be able to talk about life in general. We ain't got to get really, 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 really deep about some of the trauma that happened when we was younger and stuff like that. And, but go to a level of comfortability that we can share about pain. And we definitely going to have somebody there who can talk, can relate and share back what they, I mean, they hear you, but the goal is to encourage and motivate you and to help you understand what they did to come up out of it and stay out of it a day at a time. That's why I call it the couch conversation and keeping it real. But if you look more into it, it's the truth and nothing but the truth. Because when I was doing this is what God hit me with. It's the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Because you can, it's being honest with you. It's being honest with you. To thy own self be true. I remember the girl Mary used to quote that early on when I was in recovery. Mary used to say, to thy own self be true, to thy own self be true, to thy own self be true. Because you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. I'm like, oh, oh, oh. To thy own self be true. What is that? People taught me how to recognize how to be honest. I was like, what? Because I was so used to lying and manipulating. They told me it's okay to be honest. I'm like, you can't. Yeah. They're like, it's like spiritual principle. Then it's about being open-minded, like having faith. I'm talking about spiritual principle. I be getting to feel this stuff. Ooh, being honest, having faith back in yourself. They spiritual trusting back in yourself. I'm like, what? So as a result, I was able to go on a deeper journey inside to find out what went on in my life that caused me to do the things that I did, the destructive part of life. Got my coffee on. Hazelnut cream in it. I was able to look inside of myself because it was time to stop running from whatever trauma that occurred in my life, that I was using the drugs and the alcohol to mask those feelings, to mask the feeling that I was feeling, or I was trying not to feel. But it came to a point in my life where I had to leave all that poor junk alone and learn to look within. As a result of doing that, I mustered up the courage to be able to talk to my sponsor, share that with somebody else, what was going on, what I was feeling, and stuff like that, right? Thanks, Crane. And I started looking at like a lot of us who's angry, current resentments, whatever that happened in the past. I didn't know I had to practice some forgiveness and some acceptance. Because whatever happened is I can't change it. Can't change it. So where I used to have resentments, I had to learn how to forgive. Where I have anger, I had to learn how to love. I had to replace those negatives with positivity. Oh, they must have cut me off. Oh, I was going to say must have cut me off my TikTok. They said, "Ben, it's restricted." Let me see something. I'm not trying to end it. I was trying to read these two restrictions. Oh, I don't know if it's. I'm talking about on this TikTok. It's a good condition, but it's say your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because your live does not comply with the guidelines. Reason discussing. Oh, okay, I got you now. Discussing the I said the drugs and other regulated substance issues on November the 8th. Live restricted for some audience. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason regulated goods contents issued on November the 8th. So, but it's saying, oh, it's a good connection. See, that's why when it comes to TikTok, right? And when it comes to TikTok, you really have to watch what you say. So, to me, TikTok is not the platform that you would want to talk about like personal, serious issues to help people grow. And it might just be just that I'm beginning to understand it's like entertainment. Just about everybody that come on, they do things that's entertaining and not reality. So TikTok is one I can't embed into my restream if they're gonna do that, if they're gonna keep doing stuff like that. And I know Facebook will do it too. But because I'm on my live right here and I'm live streaming to my regular Facebook page and I'm live streaming to another one of my Facebook pages, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch. So, and it's only basically for educational purposes. Just some things you can't come on and discuss. And it's just a shame because it kind of puts you in a bind, you know? And I'm sitting up here talking about, now I got this ankle bracelet back on again. I told my lawyer I might as well go ahead and sign myself up for go back to prison. Because I said they probably just waiting for me to violate it anyway. Because you can't, it's like you trapped. And I know some of y'all might say, well, just be glad you home. You confined to your house, mainly for something that you didn't do. That's the whole point. And if I done something for me to deserve to be confined to the house, that's a total different thing. And that's understandable. I just don't like the point that I got to be dragged through the mud for trying to help us. I was just thinking about when Larry had called me, said he was on his TV show, and he had about 200 people there, and he wanted to know, did they offer me like 150 years? They didn't even offer nobody that commit murder that much time. He wanted to know, did they offer me 150 because of the charges and all that adding stuff up? Actually, it was like over 200. All right, thank you. I'll go on there so it can kind of send you a notification, because that's what I would love to do. I would love to do that because it's a lot of people out there that's doing great work in other cities and stuff like that. And what we can do, I wouldn't care if you was in Africa. And if you're doing certain things to try to improve wherever you at, and we can kind of, communicate to support each other, like maybe sending products up to Africa or Europe or stuff like that. I'm just saying, to help. If we can connect in those ways, because I can get donations, products, that's not a problem. As a retired truck driver, I will go back to some of the businesses that I know that had warehouses, and they had product in there abundantly, where a lot of them will donate it, some to like the Maryland Food Bank and all that type of stuff. They don't mind giving me a pallet or two of stuff to get back out to. And a lot of them don't ask for no tax write-off with me. But now I'm gonna do my 501c3. But I will make sure you follow me so I'll know who you is and be able to. So hey Donald, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, and I'm 62 now. So it's I was telling Marlo, right, that when I come over to the building to work, I'm home, I'm downstairs in the office, I'll work here. But when I come over to the building to work, to make sure everything running right within the building with the men and everything, it's going to be around about 11 to 12 o'clock. Because this business for us. And I can set my own time. You get me? So if I decide to go over there, it's going to be about 11 or 12. And I'll hang around till about 4, maybe longer. This phone number right here is the phone number that I'm using publicly, right? But I'm gonna get me another phone that's going to be my private. Now I want to make this clear out of everything I said, right? My goal is not to break the law. My goal is not to do anything that will have me end up in prison. What the freak I want to go to prison for? But it's like, to me, the way I'm looking at stuff, the powers that be, I don't know who you specifically is, but somebody watching me. If you got a job to do, I got a job to do. If your job is to rob, steal, manipulate, and take from the people, that's your job. That's not my job. Just like anybody else's business, I want to profit from it too. I need employees. I need, well, volunteers for right now. Come on in, hang in here. Let's do what we do. And we'll start putting you in for it if you can, because most people that might come in might be retired, right? So if you want to make extra money as time go on, I would give you a little an incentive, because that's the goal. But we got to come together. Now, Donald Trump said, "Make America great again, make America great again." Donald Trump cannot. Look with my finger. He cannot. That's one individual. Make America great again by itself. That's one individual. Now, and it's the trickle, right? We are the ones on top of that has to come together to do the work in making America great again. I don't know where y'all priorities at. I don't know what a lot of y'all thinking. And then if you look at it, right, look at the ones that write the policies, the laws, the bills. That's not your president. But for y'all, for some reason, I like his policies. I like this. He ain't wrote no policies. He's just talking right now. And he's talking to Congress, the ones that create things. Make America great again. And you got certain cities still making $7 an hour. You got people living off of $7 an hour. You making 20 something, you making 30, and you complaining? You living in a $300,000 house, a $500,000 house that you can maintain. I'm talking about like your mortgage and stuff like that. But you complaining? You making $200,000-300,000 a year. Yes, they're gonna eat you up in taxes because you in a whole different tax bracket. And you complaining? You know why? Because it's all about you. It's not about nobody else. It's not about if I heard a guy say he went to the market and spent $500 on food. And my thing is, at least you had the $500, but you complain. Some people don't even have $5 to maybe get their children something or get food. See how ungrateful we can be from time to time with certain things? Do I look mad? Do I look mad? Do I look mean? Do I look evil? Do I look nasty? Oh, I'm scared me. Do I look evil? Do I look mean? Do I look nasty? What's up, Will? I wasn't mad at you, bro. Never. I just had to make the comment. I think we give people more power than they deserve. That's all. I ain't got nothing against nobody, bro. My thing with all of that is, and I'm going to hold people accountable too. Make America great again. And the thing with that, what a lot of people might not understood, that was his way of sending a message out to the public to unify us. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you with the Green Party, the Blue Party, T, whatever, all them other parties out there that we don't, political parties that we don't hear a lot about too much. The whole key to what he was saying, and it would have been the same with her, is basically that's the way they encourage us to come together to do what needs to be done. You didn't get it? You didn't get it? So, and I'm just saying it because I had to look at it. I know, Will, I don't pay no attention to you. You like my bro. Because when I'm wrong, you be like, yeah, you don't like to hear you. But guess what? We'll turn around and laugh and talk about. But no, I didn't. It was just that I don't want people to really just focus on that individual, because we are the ones that do the work. That has to make them look good, either way it goes. I didn't get upset. I didn't get offended when I found out. It was like, okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying that, Will, and I know you understand, because we are the ones that have to do the work to make a difference. That's why when I put the business up there, strengthen the community, y'all know in order for me to be able to give back or serve the community, basically I'm gonna need funding. I'm gonna need funding. That's what he's talking about. Us coming together to make America great again. So wherever you at, whatever city you in, it's people that need your help. So I didn't get mad, bro. I didn't get upset. The thing is, whoever got in is us that has to do the necessary work to improve things. Certain bills certain bills or policies, or that I'm gonna say Congress creates or whatever, and we don't like them, or the Senate, or your local council member or something like that might create a law that we don't agree with, and they might create something that we will agree with. So it's the people that's either going to support it or disagree with it. And I'm only sharing with y'all because being a member of Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland, we fight for the democracy, mainly for Baltimore City, for the inner city people in the BLK community. But everybody in the poor community is not BLK. So when you hear me say, I fight for the democracy of our people, I'm talking about the inner city people that needs our help the most. That's why a lot of y'all loses me when I talk. Because if you're conservative and you hear, to me, you don't need to depend and rely on the federal government or the state the way most people that lives below the poverty rate do. That's why y'all don't get me a lot of times, because of where you at. If you live in a more conservative, productive lifestyle, I'm trying to think of all the glamour stuff, right? And because I didn't know, I didn't realize that my thinking changed from like that ghetto stuff. Hey, baby. That's, see, I like what you just said, moving forward, because moving forward, that's why we trying to help people to become more productive and responsible, so they won't have to rely on that. That's what we do. But see now, and the reason why I laughed, right, because that's what the Republican Party is all about. They believe in people being independent. But the thing is, listen to what I just said. They believe in people being independent, but y'all not teaching them how to be independent. Moving forward, you get me? So I know you understand, because that's basically where we at when it comes to certain things. That's the whole point. And I understand this. Dealing with the Republican Party, I understand Donald Trump's purpose of wanting to have more control over Congress so that the people can be more independent. We can do our own thing. I already know that. I already know it, right? Because that's what the Republican Party is about. But what pissed me off, they kept giving him the praise and the glory. And I'm like, no, it's not him. It's us towards what we do to help each other. That's the problem. If you got, let me stop. If you got money like that, you got money out the yang yang, and it's just sitting somewhere, invested. Y'all, because it's us moving forward, like you just said, right? If you want to help, say like that young uneducated person, right? Or somebody might want to go to college, but they don't have the money to pay the tuition, and you worth millions. Put something on the side like a million. If you worth millions, put something on the side to invest back into people's lives. That's that's basically what Trump trying to tell y'all. Make America great again. It's only the American people that can make America great again, because we live in America. You make your place safer. You got the homicide rate. You have the violent criminal behavior rate. It's going to take the mature people to come together to gain control back over what's becoming unhealthy. But no, a lot of us sitting back like this. And then gonna say that don't make no sense. Cause Brandon's got this, Brandon's got that. All right, well, it ain't Brandon Scott, y'all. I didn't understand a lot of this, but I understand it a little bit more now because it's us. And I'm talking about the people, the citizens, the great citizens. Now, my actions itself should tell y'all enough is enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of this. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all think I don't get scared if I'm out there? Somebody might want to unalive me? Be just for doing this and trying to encourage them and motivate them and moving in a different direction? Y'all think that don't bother me? But I try not to think about that. When I'm in the inner, it's like I'm home. Because I grew up in it. I grew up. And then for me to turn around and move to another city where I was born and raised at, but I'm going to go to another city and help embrace that rather than embracing my own. That's because people run because they don't want to fight. And then you go somewhere else and you find out it's no different there than it was over here. I had to realize all of that. So you got to stand up where you fell at. That's what I learned early on. Um, you got to build back up in those areas that you fell down in. It takes work. A lot of us don't want to do the work to change. Now, I don't carry the title that much, but as an ordained deacon, I am a minister for Christ, whether it's the title or not. I know what God called me to do. I know what He called me to do, and I'm doing it. Sometimes I don't like the struggle. I don't like the pain. I don't like the suffering. I lost my big toe. I was over the house. I was over the prison hospital. I couldn't eat the prison food. My legs started swelling up. I'm yelling at them, please help me, because I'm scared the fluid gonna go down to my feet. And I kept saying it right. The fluid was gonna go down to my feet, right? And mind you, I already got a toe gone. And I was scared the fluid was gonna go down to my toes. And I'm a diabetic. So eventually the fluid went down to my feet. That toe area where I had this toe cut off about 6 years ago, the fluid was growing like this. Like I was growing another toe where that toe was missing at. And I'm begging them to help me. And it bust. I smelt it and I said, oh my God, it's infected. So they rushed me out. They had to go back in where that toe was missing and take the rest of that bone out. The doctor came in one Friday night. I'm putting that little tenactin in between my toe. He grabbed some, put it back, put it over here where I wasn't healed up that well yet. By Monday, I was back in the hospital. For the second time, they had to go in here. I got this ankle bracelet on. got the cord running right here like this. Got a little blister on my feet. They had to cut off my big toe. All of this within 1 year. I was scared I was going to lose the whole leg, feet, leg. Walking my shoes. I'm a diabetic. I've been a diabetic for over 35 years. I couldn't eat the food when I was over there, so I was basically starving myself. I didn't realize it, but I was starving myself because I couldn't eat that food. And they knew it too. This is what the couch conversation is all about. The truth and nothing but the truth. Keeping it real. So help me God. It's not to harm and it's not to hurt nobody. It's to help people, empower people, help encourage people, motivate people. When you feeling down and out or you in a state of depression, it's okay. But just don't stay there too long. When you in that woe is me mode, why is this, why is that? Well, you got to start telling yourself, and now I'm a man. I'm a man. I don't mess with other men. So I'm a handsome man. I'm a nice looking man. I'm a sexy man. I'm a gorgeous man. I'm a beautiful man. And if I tell myself that till I feel it inside. But look, that's how I feed the inside. Now y'all see how crazy it sounds? But then look, because when I'm like a woe is me. And I'm gonna tell you, sometimes it takes work to come up out of that, So these are the things. Now listen to the process of what I just shared. Whenever you in that woe is me, it takes work to fight up out of it mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I'm telling you, sometimes you might find yourself working up out of it and you slip back in it again. Then you come out of it again. You might have to start doing prayer. You might have to start meditating. And it ain't that you got to. What's up, Bill? You got to. You dealing with depression. You got to focus on something positive. Take a walk. Talk about dance while you walking. I'm walking over there, I'm doing this. Because I was on this box, right? So I'm there and I'm like, I'm flopping. Now I'm back on the box. It's like that prosecutor, now you know the deal we made. And you gonna go right behind our back. I can't wait to talk to our mates about your butt. Now, I'll have a specific topic, Bill. I came on, I was talking about a little earlier, basically the judicial system and how corrupt or crooked it can be. How they take an innocent man and have all the evidence that you are innocent. But in their eyesight, they're going to prove you guilty. And if you think I'm lying, because I just thought about it, look what happened to that guy named William, where they executed him. And they had evidence, even the prosecutor themselves, to prove that this man was innocent. And they still prosecuted. And that's basically what they're doing with me. Now, I'm Bill, I was sharing this a little bit earlier. I'm watching and I'm listening to the prosecutor read the statements, the police report. And it never once said I did anything. But because I was there, I was guilty. I'm like, huh? Now, mind you, she don't know that the person that they tried to accuse me of assaulting is like my nephew. And I was taking care of him. But it was the way the police did the report. Yup. Yup. And that's basically what they were saying. But see, I'm not the type, Bill, you want to play with, right? Because I'll do this. Well, them two had sex. I was sitting on the couch. I ain't touch it. She got pregnant. So what you saying? I'm the baby daddy too because I was there? No, shit ain't like that. Oh, baby, come on. Basically, that's what you're doing. And said it. No, he didn't do anything. And then look, because I can't talk. I can't tell them. This is what I was saying earlier, Bill. I can't tell them, Bill. They charge me. This is the police. Charge me. Now, mind you, I do transitional housing because I work with our homeless and less fortunate population. So I rent property to help people turn their lives around. But I did a home invasion on my own property and business. So my thing is, excuse me, can I say something? Who? And I like saying it because to me, I think it's dumb as heck. Who house did I do a home invasion on? Because their house is in Steve Copeland name. I'm the one that signed the lease for both of them, not my clients. When that landlord want their rent money, they ain't coming to my clients. They coming to me. So who house did I do a home invasion on? Nobody could answer. But you accusing me of stuff. Who house did I do a burglary on? They never once asked me, who are you? Never once. Because it was the prosecutor who went off of misinformation and she picked what she felt she could get me with. You can pick whatever you want because the truth stands for itself. So I told my lawyer, I came off of this home monitor Monday. That was the agreement with the plea, the Alfred plea. The judge told me go get it off and then go over to parole and probation. The prosecutor called ASAP and laid them out. And she was right there when the judge told me that. Well, y'all, this and that. You got to put them back on it. I said, that wasn't agreement. But my lawyer told me, he said, go back. Let them put it back on you. Why go straighten it out? Ivan Bates, I need to talk with you about your prosecutor. And Ivan Bates, you know me, bro. And that's why I came on here, Bill, earlier. Because number one, I'm a community activist. They know I fight for the rights of the people. I'm one of the people that fought to get the eye in the sky here in Baltimore City to help reduce the violent criminal behaviors and the underlying rate. But y'all gonna turn around and say I'm trying to hurt people. That's why I said she don't know me. I've been basing on me. Our state's attorney know what Steve Copeland is about. The man know what Steve Copeland is about. You let me see how you do it. It's like you plead guilty that they might have enough information, but you don't want it to go to court. I know they ain't got nothing. And that's why I told my lawyer, Bill, be honest with you. I told my lawyer, I said I shouldn't have never did that. because the way it was basically everything's it's supposed to have been dropped. It wasn't even supposed to have went this far. So I told my lawyer and texting him the other day, I said, you know what? I should not have done it. But by him being my lawyer and he understands the court situation more than I do, I'm thinking it's the best option. Once I understood a little bit more about it, because I already know you ain't got nothing, woman. And then she gonna sit there and say, well, because if I gotta do a body attachment and bring them to court, they are homeless. I'm like, listen to her. So you know where they living at? You know where they at? Because from my understanding, their families didn't want them in the house. That's why they called me. So now they working, and I ain't gonna get too deep. But Bill, look, because they are my clients. And the goal was working with them to get them into affordable housing. But you got to do some work to get there so you won't prayerfully, you won't make the same mistakes again as far as falling back on hard time again. You know, being able to pay your bills on time, being responsible, being productive, stuff like that. Because I know when a lot of people, tend to lose their places and stuff, is because they being unmanageable, gambling or whatever, little issues there. But it's to correct that. That's why I do what I do, to help you turn that around. So you ain't lying. But I'm gonna tell you, in reading up on it, basically what it's saying is, and you just said it, Bill, guilty by association. Even though you didn't do it yourself, even though you did not know that his father was going to hit him. He never told them it was his father and somebody else that I called to come and talk to him. See, they don't know what happened. But if they had talked with me, I could have explained everything to them. It was the police and it was the detective that put those fake charges together to get me off the street. And I'm saying this because guess what? Somebody need to hear this. Somebody need to hear this because I'm not the only one. And this is my first time in my life. I heard people talk about how they innocent for certain things and the police set them up with this and set them up with that. We hear it. But now I experienced it for myself. And the police officer, the reason why my lawyer, the only thing he could focus on was the police report and the charges. I told my lawyer, I said, it's not about my clients. Me and the Eastern District Police Department. I said, it's not them. But they tried to make it out to be like them, just to get me off the street. I was charged with home invasion, burglary, armed robbery, and assault on my client. Listen to what I just said. On my client, that's like a nephew. Listen to what I just said. My client. I did not know that the detective talked with this girl brother, went back to January the 18th. Watch this. January the 18th, took some messages of me and this girl texting about the rest of her rent money and charged me with second-degree assault, burglary, and harassment. I did not know. I had two because the detective created that to have me indicted so I wouldn't get out. I told my lawyer, I said, it's not the clients. It's not my clients. I said, it's the police. So guess what? Rather than focusing on where it all came from, boom, we're going to focus right here. It's okay. Because I had to understand, because that's not over here. But guess what? I got documentations of me and the police arguing, fussing, and I'm going down to the commissioner's office to tell the commissioner, the police commissioner, look, I need your help. The Eastern District, both. I couldn't say nothing. Because don't nobody want to hear. Now, I have a private lawyer. I had to pay for a lawyer. So basically, what he's going off of, what the prosecutor itself is trying to present. And he know it's bull crap too. He know it. So it's like, it's a headache for him. And I'm watching this prosecutor, man, and I have never, ever, and I'm gonna tell y'all, by me being a community activist, and I speak out on certain things. Hey, Bill, you better stop, because you know that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And I told, when my lawyer first presented me with that plea thing, I said, for what? Because I didn't do nothing. But it was what they did, how they did it. So I told him, when I had to go back on this box, I told him, I said, now we're going to take it to court. Because that wasn't the agreement with the prosecutor, because she's flipped up on us. She was flipping up in the courts. I'm out there walking around. I'm free. I got a building to go to, because we working with, parole and probation, and working with ex-offenders and all of that. So I got an office over there. I got to sit in the house. I'm like, you know what? Somebody don't want me to do what I need to do. But they can't stop it though, Bill. They can't stop it, because this is God. I got an office I'm sitting in now, and I can work out of and still do what I got to do. But we got a building. We have a building that we can house 40 to 50 men, that I'm trying to get over there so I can straighten out my stuff. I deal with mainly women and children with the temporary housing stuff. But see, I'm a community activist, Bill. I speak out a lot. That's what they don't like. To make it all boil down. Because I'm a civil rights advocate, I'm a community activist, and basically what they do, because I speak out against corruption, get them off the street. I already know what it was. And a lot of y'all know. A lot of people that knows me, they know what happened. And you know what, Bill? I don't even want to read that. But you're right, because I'm sitting up, I'm like, guilty of what? And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, Bill. Hey, Steve, Bill, I'm scared if I open up my mouth, I'm scared the judge might lock me up. Mr. Copeland, you can't talk like that in here. What? Hey, Bill. Ooh. And it's not being smart, y'all. It's just that when I know I'm right about something, and sometimes you might not like the way I present it. So I understand that, sometimes my mouth in certain cases can get me in trouble. Because I'll come for you. Mainly when I'm armed with information, I come for you. And I'm just trying to help other people, mainly people that other nonprofits, other people that I'm gonna say your civil rights advocates groups, your community groups that come together to help fight. Yeah, I know. Bill, I know. I was reading up on all of that. I was reading up on it because, be honest, I was going to challenge her anyway. Because number one, when you know you didn't do nothing wrong, that's the point. You only going off of some misinformation that the police officer wrote. I reported that police officer to his supervisor for giving one of my clients permission to knock down my back door. You didn't arrest him for breaking an entry, did you? That's why I told my lawyer, I said, it's bigger than what you think. Not only that, I talked to their major because of the polices that kept coming for me. So I got about 15 names, badge numbers, and I went around. I finally seen the major because I'm in the community. I said, I've been looking for you. I've been having a problem with your polices in the street polices and the sergeants. They kept coming for me when I would call them to get help, and they would turn around and come at me. I'm like, what in the freak is y'all doing? So that was my purpose of coming on here, to tell actually what's really going on. What you gonna do, Commissioner? And I ain't mean Commissioner. What you gonna do, Prosecutor? Because you going off of some misinformation, and I know it, and my clients even know it. But because I couldn't say nothing, Bill, I couldn't. It's like I can't talk. Nobody wants to ask me, well, Mr. Copeland, how do you know them? Or blah, blah, blah. Nobody. Oh, my name is Steve Copeland, and I started this LLC called Strengthening the Community, where I help the homeless and the less fortunate people turn their lives around. Before you come into my program, you have to sign up for the mental health program. And basically what we do, we help you get yourself balanced back out so we can, put you back out there into the community, and hopefully you'll live this more productive way of life. I will help you get a job and everything and put you into affordable housing. If you want to get into apprenticeship program, we'll get you into apprenticeship program, so that you can leave the regular job working stuff alone. I'm just using it as an example, right? And to getting a career-minded job where you'll be making well over $20 an hour and you'll be doing pretty good for yourself. But see, at the level of where you came into the program, that's where I want to keep your funding at, as far as your housing and stuff. No, we can't let you do that. Right. My lawyer on here. He on here. My lawyer is Brad McPhee. Well, he might not be on here, but he follows me. He follows me. I wasn't gonna say his name at first, but because of some of the things we discussed, and he's a defense attorney. And just like it, Bill, it should not have even gotten this far. Somebody somewhere still trying to fix it where I shut my mouth. Because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say it. When we was in front of that judge, Bill, the judge did not know what was going on other than the plea deal. The prosecutor kept switching up. And we looking at her like, wait a minute, that's not what you agreed to. I said, this woman is so sloppy and unprofessional. And I'm going to tell you when I see you, Vanessa, I'm going to tell you. If we had gotten that hallway, I would have told you out there then. Because you're coming for the wrong person, sis. Well, anyway, that's me, Bill. So that's why I had to back up and shut up. Because some people don't like you being real and blunt and straightforward. Well, stay out my face if you don't like it. Or out my way. But look, all right, I'm watching her and I'm like, and look, everything she said, it did not include me. But it was just the point I was there. Not saying, wasn't able to tell them, these are my clients in my housing program. If we don't communicate, if we don't talk with each other, how am I gonna know how to work with you? I couldn't tell them that. But my lawyer gonna fix it where I can. Let them know who I am. He just told me go do this since she did what she did. But to go back, she agreed to everything in the court. The judge told me to go and get it off my leg. Now, I don't know how this parole and probation thing came in, but I said, okay, if that's what y'all want me to do, because we're working with parole and probation, I can learn from them and how they work with the clients. That's all. Okay. That's okay. So anyway, I do like I do. But before I get to go over to the probation, because it was Tuesday, the 5th, they was closed. I got to go up to ASAP. The girl called me talking about you got to come back up. I'm like, for what? Because we had closed that out. I had deleted that stuff off my phone and everything. I had to put it back on it. Their app and all that. Because the prosecutor called and laid them out about taking me off the box. I said, oh my God, I told them today. I said, she must be drinking or getting that. Let me watch that because they said something. I said, she must be doing something something ain't right. And Ivan Bates, I'm gonna tell you too, bro, something ain't right with that. 1 minute she's in agreement with you, and the next minute, oh, wait a minute, they ain't put this together right, they ain't put that. Wait a minute, you the person. And it's not in order, and that's not in order. I'm like, ooh. And you supposed to be the professional one. I got a 9th grade education, and I'm a community outreach coordinator, and I mean, all that good stuff. Wait a minute, this is your profession. You are a lawyer. I'm a mouthpiece. And when I come together, my stuff is in better order than that. I was like, God damn. And I got a 9th grade education. And when I come, I come. But look, when I come, I make sure I get my point across. And then I share what we could do to make it better. I told my daughter the other day, I said, I had never in my life seen such unprofessional people in my life. Friday, I'm on the Zoom. I get the message 8 o'clock. We never had the Zoom. It's supposed to be in court. I was on there for 5 hours waiting for court. So they rescheduled it for Monday. No, that was Thursday. So they rescheduled it for Friday. I stayed on there about 2-3 hours Friday. I washed clothes. I folded the clothes up. I'm listening to them, right? It was like no lawyer was prepared for his case. I'm like, these people. Oh my God, I see why people. I see why our people. I said, I see why so many people end up going to prison. For these lawyers and all that being unprepared. I'm watching them. Nobody was really prepared for their cases. And then here come Monday. When it came to my turn, Judge Copeland said, same last name, that because it was basically supposed to have been dropped, that's all it was. But I had to show up. And I said, oh, the prosecutor ain't know that? This your first time you ever did one of those plea deals and didn't know that I had to be there in person? I couldn't do it over Zoom. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all, because these are the type of people we're dealing with. Your lawyers, your prosecutors, your judges, and I can't really blame the judge because the judge is there as the overseer to make sure whatever you're doing get done right. I'm listening to Judge Copeland telling them y'all knew y'all had court today and y'all here and people in their cars and all they doing Zooms, they didn't park to the side. And I'm like, this is sloppy. And unprofessional. And I said, I see why so many innocent people end up getting time. And then a person that actually do certain things, commit the crime, will end up walking. I'm like, why do I gotta see this? Why do I gotta see this? It's like a game to some of them. And then my lawyer even tired of it. Because they gotta work together, they gotta come into agreement together, even though he knows certain things is a lie. He trying to make it a little bit more easier with the lies. He know it. But his goal is to just hurry up and get me free from what's been done. Now I'm mad. I'm out of my spirit zone. And I got to get back in there. Then I got to understand that my lawyer is there for you, Steve. He representing you and he doing the best with what he see. And he know it's full of crap. So many people, Bill, will take plea deals for stuff they are innocent of, just not to go through all that bullshit. And some people will agree, if I do this 2 years compared to this 1,000 years that they want to give me, you know why? Because it sounds good. And I had to catch myself, bro. I told my lawyer, I said, no. Why am I going to plead guilty to something that I know is not true? Well, see, this is the best route to take, and blah, blah, because of what he see. See, I'm not familiar with that. But see, I know the truth. I know the truth. The police officer know the truth. That freaking detective know the truth. That's you got me, Bill? They know the truth. They know they lied. That's why I'm telling y'all, it starts with the police report, the charges. The courts don't know the truth. The prosecutor don't know the truth. So now why did y'all let me see it? Because now I'm going to come on my live and I'm going to talk about it. You shouldn't have let me see it. Y'all lying, manipulating, no good suckers. And you proud of yourself to deceive people. And they want to make me out because I talk like this to be your problem. I'm not your problem. You the problem. And God, please forgive me because I've been praying not to keep coming like that. Excuse me, you are the problem. You're sitting up there and you're taking this because of this right here. And you're screwing me. Hey, Bill, I'm trying to think what my lawyer said, right? I know. I told him, hey, Bill, hey, Bill, look, Bill. I told my lawyer, I said, you know what? Because I'm seeing it, y'all. You see this? But I'm trying to think of the word he said back. I said, their goal is just to screw. And my lawyer was like, in agreement. He was like, you basically right. But I was trying to think of the words, Bill, that he said. Now, he's a YT. Now, I'm going to tell you what I like about my lawyer. He went on my Facebook page and told me, he said, Mr. Copeland, you're not the man they trying to make you out to be. I said, thank you. Because now I don't have to explain everything, right? Because my actions speaks for itself, my work, when it comes to, trying to helping. I don't want to say trying a negative way. And I told him, I said, good, because I don't have to try to explain myself. I get tired of talking because sometimes when I tell people stuff, it sounds so unbelievable. That's why I said, that's what I said, Bill. I'm like, you know what? I'm freak it. Let's go to court. Let's go to court. Now I want to see, can she actually find them to bring them in? For what? Because I want them to tell it to my face what I did to them. And that's nothing. Nothing. Physically, mentally, emotionally. And she even read off with the female having mental conditions. Yes, that's why she had to sign up for the mental health program. The goal is to get them on their medication so they can learn how to function as normal as possible. So I'm going to hurt them when the goal is to help them. Get them in there. And then this girl went downtown. I didn't get the keys to the house until September the 20th. She went downtown and filed a stay away charges on me. Said she been in the house since August. She didn't come in my housing program until October the 1st. I got the key to the house September the 20th. I had to wait for them to come and cut the gas and electrical on. So I'm listening to the prosecutor reading off that paper. And I'm like, okay. She didn't come into the housing program until October the 1st. I got her intake paper. But see, they ain't talking to me, Bill. They not letting me talk to say anything. Well, the whole point was to close the door because it wasn't going to proceed no further. And what I was going to do, Bill, my goal is to sue Baltimore City and the Eastern District Police Department for what happened to me. Right? That's why I told my lawyer, it's not the clients, it's the police. It's the police. So because of where God had me at now, I said I'm gonna let it go. I'm not going to pursue the case with the Baltimore City Police Department. But I don't know. When this happened, for me to go back on the box, I said, maybe God is telling me don't shut it. Let it go. Because I said I'm going to let it go. Right? Because it's a lot to it. While I was in prison, they raided my niece's house because I stayed with my niece, but I had 2 rental properties. And they went in my office space, which is my bedroom, and they tore up all of my stuff. That detective set that up. Now, mind you, my nephew had the report of them raiding my niece's house, but none of that is over into this police report, what the police did. All of that is around. While I was in prison, I found out one of my clients in 1631 was found dead in the house. Now, I told my lawyer this. I've been trying to find out what happened to him. I can't reach nobody. I can't reach none of the clients that I had in that house. None of them. I was told to let it go. I've been trying to let it go. That shit bothered me. And the thing that hurt me, y'all know me. A lot of y'all know me. Y'all know what I stand for, and y'all leave me standing by my fucking self. And I know a lot of y'all looking at this. And so I had to basically let it go. I don't want nobody to know where I live at. The police stopped my truck one day. My daughter was driving it. He thought it was me in there. He gonna tell my daughter, tell your father. I said, I know who your father is. Tell him. I said, give me his motherfucking name. Don't fuck with my kids. Y'all some punk ass people. Because we let people treat us any freaking kind of way. I ain't grow up like that. Y'all a bunch of sellouts and get mad at me when I come on here and talk about certain things. I watch y'all. You can talk this all you want, but I watch what you do. That's the way I was taught. My goal, Bill, I'm trying my best not to turn my back on our people. And they told me plenty of times, Steve, stop helping them. I was even offered money to stop doing strengthening the community. And I was sharing it on one of the lives, right? And the guy told me, he said, you should have took the money and changed the name of your business. I wasn't even thinking like that. And it's a guy that fights and do what I do. He said, you should have took that money. And that's all you had to do was change the name of your business. I was like, hey, Bill. I was like, her? I'm laughing a little bit because once he said it, he explained why. I was like, dang. He said, somebody offered you $1 million and you gonna turn it down? I'm like, yeah, because I ain't wanting to sell the people out. And he told me, he said, because they wanted me to like turn my back on the inner city people and stop trying to encourage and motivate people. I said, I can't do it. And the only reason why I said I can't do it because, the spirit, I feel like God would have ate me up for turning my back on his people. I said, I can't. But now, mind you, that's where I'm at. But the guy told me, that's all you had to do was agree, take the money, change the name, and I still could have put it back into the community. I said, I didn't even think about that. See, I don't know. And Bill, that's the truth. That's true. That's true. You know, I get more support from the YTs than I do the BLK. And the reason why, Bill, because I have a tendency of challenging a lot of people to come out and do better and stop just settling for anything. And I always tell people, show me you're better than anything I can say out my mouth. But you're not showing me, you're showing yourself. That's why they call it reverse psychology. When you have a person that beats you down and turn you down, you flip it. Show them you're better than anything they can say out their mouths negative about you. That's how I had to teach my kids. People talk about me so much, Bill, because look, I'm out in. Well, actually, what I was told, Bill, is called post-traumatic slavery disorder. It's been passed down generation after generation, where we are afraid to actually step up and fight for ourselves. That's because I couldn't understand. And my cousin sent me something saying PTSD. He said, this is the problem with us. PTSD. And I'm like, what? Post-traumatic slavery disorder. Watch how some people talk. Watch when you hear people talk about, well, see, our ancestors this and our ancestors that. That was then. This is now. What are we doing now? God showed me, Bill. I went to, well, because of the organization I'm with, I spoke on the $15 minimum wage twice and we got it passed. I'm sitting in Annapolis waiting to go outside to speak at the rally. God said, you walking in the footsteps of two great men. And for some reason, I always do this first. Martin Luther King was one, and Jesus Christ was the other. The Holy Spirit hit me and said, I'm sitting in the delegate building because this is what you're fighting. You're fighting for people, civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. You walking in the footsteps of two great men. I was honored. So now the lady came in to get me to come out and speak. So I'm walking out, right? And I'm shaking. But I'm like, it's like I'm going through the boxing ring, right? You know how people like moving out my way, right? Hit them all, hit him. And I'm going up to the stage, right? Like I'm going to box. Pop, 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 pop. That was a beautiful feeling, man. To go and speak on the $15 minimum wage, and we got that bill passed. No, it's they do. Don't get it wrong. It's not. See, I fight against. Hey, Bill, I fight against organized religion and politics, which tends to keep our people enslaved and oppressed. So it's not the people is who I fight against. That tends to, you know, interfere. Because the whole goal is, and a lot of us know that it's not too many of us that speak out against corruption, but I do, because I come from that. I come from that rough lifestyle. So now I know from my experience, I'll come into the community to help embrace our people, to help them come out. And if you're doing stuff like that, you'll find out the powers that be don't want you to do it. Now, no matter what, and this was brought to my attention, good and evil exists. So they have their role to play, and you have your role to play. Pick what side you're going to be on. That's why I tell people stand firm on your morals, values, and principles. You might wing this way a little bit, just don't break. You might go this way a little bit, just don't break. Stand firm. So with a lot of situations that take place within our inner city community, because those are the ones that suffer the most. Those are the ones that they tend to keep depressed and oppressed and dictating what they should do with their lives and stuff like that. You know, they're trying to run their lives. So now here come Big Mouth Steve, encouraging and motivating the people. So now, check this out. I already know, because I speak out on things some people don't, because they are afraid. So they'll go along with whatever. But see, my goal is to stand firm on what I believe God calling me to do or telling me to do. So I have people that go over here and they go over there and they go over here, they go over there and they go over here. I have to learn to stay here. I have to learn to stay here. And what that does, like I said, Bill, it challenges a lot of people, because a lot of people know what they should do to kind of better their lives or stand up for themselves, but a lot of them are afraid. They're afraid. They're afraid. And when I said that, I kind of thought about like my own kids, because I have to encourage my kids and motivate my kids. And I have to tell my kids stuff like, this is what your father would do to help better other people's lives. See, my kids didn't grow up in the inner city. Me and my wife was able to provide better for them. It do, don't I? Because basically what I learned, Bill, and my look, my 18-year-old, right? Whoa, my 18-year-old Bill, and this is what I learned. You know how we discipline our children? We normally, if we don't beat them, we'll turn them down with our mouth. You ain't had no business. Blah, 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 blah. But see, we have a tendency to turn them down and not build them back up. That's our way, some of our way of punishing them. Some of us got whipped with belts and branches and all that, you know what I mean? But now you do things a little bit different. But what I learned, when you disciplining your child, grown up too, you tend to beat them down about whatever their mistakes was, but you leave them down. You don't do that. If you're going to discipline them to help them see where they was wrong at, you got to build them back up. So you got to get them to see the wrong and then want to do something better about not doing it again. You get me? So now, that's what a lot of people don't understand. If a person is coming at you and beating you down about something, you prove to them that you are better than anything they can say out their mouth. Huh? Yeah. You don't believe it if they trying to tear you apart. Now, mind you, I didn't understand that when I was younger. but I understand it now. And I'll tell people, prove to me if whatever I say out my mouth hurts you, that's coming out my mouth and it's not intentionally to hurt you. But you prove to me, which actually you're proving to yourself, that you are better than anything I can say out my mouth. You are better. My 18-year-old, right, which is my stepdaughter, I raised her since she was 2 months, broke bed with me and I put her out. She said, I'm gonna fix you, I'm gonna fix you, I'm gonna finish school and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? She fixed me. She's been on her own ever since then. She finished school, she went to college, she got her own place, and I'm like, she only did what her mother and I taught her. So get what I just said. That's why a lot of people can do this, Bill, but they don't know the process of helping you to build up. Because they so busy doing this. We know what the problem is. We know. What's the solution? Well, huh? If you don't pick it up, it can't get in you. I got 31, a little over 31 years clean. If you don't pick it up, it can't get in you. I ain't understanding that. I used to drink. If you don't pick it up, it can't get in you. You said, did I do that to the, I am, I ain't like that word African, Bill. As you can see, I am African. Do you know anything? Well, black. I'm sorry, black. I'm American. I that African American stuff. No. Um, have you ever dealt with inner city people? People that's born and raised in the inner city, and their self-esteem is low. They've been lied to a lot. You tell them you're going to do this for them and you don't do it. So now you have somebody that comes in and they don't only say what they're going to do, they're doing it. And by this time, so many people is disappointed because they so used to being lied to. So now, most of the people that I personally help, yes, they are African Americans. Oh, my phone died down. They are African Americans. So the goal with them is to encourage them, to motivate them, to empower them. But see, you have to get with them on a personal level because they have to feel it in here. Even if their self-esteem like this, they down like this. Once you get them and you work with them, and I'm talking about, I'm going to what you were saying about the African Americans. You have to help build this up because they already torn down. So you have to build this up. So if you know more than tell them you are handsome, you are beautiful, you are sexy, you are gorgeous, you are this, you're that, you're that. But you want them to feel it within their spirit. You want them to feel it. So where they was broken down at, the goal is building it back up. So sometimes you have to touch certain things to help them understand you are better than anything a person can say out their mouths about you, towards you, to hurt you. You're better, but that takes work. So when people not used to that, they get offensive. They jump on the defense. because they're not used to it. They're not used to nobody motivating them. They're not used to nobody building them up. They're not used to nobody encouraging them. I do this with my own children. And I had to do that with Steve because I was taught from other people. I sponsored a lot of men and women. I didn't realize, because I deal with the homeless population, that I was considered as a life coach. Because the whole goal is to build you up, to encourage you, to motivate you. And it doesn't matter whether they're African American, Bill. If you're Hispanic, if you YT, if you're a Jew, and you suffering, you don't have a place to lay your head, and you reach out to Steve Copeland. If I don't have a place in my program to bring you in, I will call somewhere else for you. So it's not about a color or race. It's about empowering people that feel like, or they was taught that they are nothing, and they'll never be nothing, and that's not true. So look at your organized religion, how they tend to trap people with their way of doing things. You got to dress a certain way, you got to eat a certain way, you got to pray a certain way. Because by me being a community activist, and the organization that I'm with is called Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland. Right. Well, I speak out on race, and every time I say race, watch this, Bill. Every time I say race, it's not to see the color, because it's only one race. That's the human race. You get me? So sometimes when I say race, I'll go back to what Bible says about the human race, period. But then we'll add a color. You get me? So now I'm looking at the word ethnic or nationality to describe this, because it's only one race. I hope I didn't lose you, because that's what Bible says. Is God is the human race. The reason why I said YT, because they fight. Bill. See, when people ask me questions, I explain it. Because of Communities United, right? I'm with this organization that fights for people's rights, right? But they fight for the rights of the BLKs in Baltimore City. Now, if it's 250 of us going to Annapolis or going down City Hall to address a bill, if it's two that has something to do with the Black building up in the Black community, representing the Black people, it's normally 225 whites, YTs, and 25 Blacks that normally either go to Annapolis, go to Congress, if they're fighting for the rights of the African American. Now, my goal is to encourage more African Americans to come and fight for the things that you want out of life, as far as your rights, your liberties. But now I can only share that with you because as a community activist, this is what I see. That's why I said you're gonna miss it. When I say YT, because it's more YTs when it comes to BLK issues that tends to support me more. That's in our fight. See, that's why I said people miss what I be saying, but you gotta, if you're not into it, then you won't really understand it. And that's why when I share stuff with people, they kind of miss it, because if if you look at most of your rallies and your protesters, look who's hitting up those rallies and their protesters. See, I do rallies and protesters. I speak out on stuff. And a lot of times when, even in the Black BLK community, if you come out to some of the communities when they have events in there, it's more YTs in there than it is BLKs. Because it's more of them that's trying to fight. No, I'm not. I have to say certain things you have to say on TikTok, right? You can't be so blunt. That's what I don't like about it. So that's why I have to say YT, and then I have to say BLKs. Now, mind you, while I'm talking to you, you see this? This my regular broadcasting thing. Because they might be over there saying the same thing. Why are you over there saying YTs? Because I'm learning on TikTok, you have to say certain things. But now, on my broadcasting network, where I'm broadcasting out to 6 other platforms, I'm on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and see me. You can go to Twitter. You can go to Twitch. You can go to my Facebook page and you'll see me right here on all of them. No, it's Bill, stop. I don't. I can only tell you, Bill, from what I see and from what I do as a, keep in mind, a community activist, and I represent the inner city community. But when if I personalize it, right, and I say the Black community, or the you know, everybody in the city isn't Black. No, it's not that. No. I know, Bill. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people. But the thing is, they just don't stand up and out like I do. Like, a lot of times people see me in the city and they be like, Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation, Steve Copeland. And then what they do, they tell me stuff like, I be watching you all the time. I just don't say nothing. They be in the background. So as I'm talking to you, and this is just TikTok, it's a lot of more here looking at me. But they just, and it's okay. They just don't, they know what Steve do now. But they just, it's there's a lot of people afraid. And I had to learn that. And I learned that, and I had to respect that, Bill. A lot of people are afraid to stand up. That's our biggest problem. Bill, I ain't messing with you no more, because guess what? I understand why too. And it's not me. It's not me personally. It's not me. It's just that it takes a lot of balls and it takes a lot of courage to actually fight for certain things. Now, I'm in the inner city. I know a lot of people that started programs for the inner city people, Bill, and they stopped supporting, like coming out, talking with our little hustlers and stuff like that when they started their programs to help them. But once they started taking each other out, robbing and stealing and all of that, a lot of people moved back. Bill, I can't blame them. I can't. can't, Bill. Because you know why? I'm in a safe area. I'm safe. But if I go deep into the city by myself, I don't know who might attack me. Um, guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna do this again. You took it as me dissing the black people, right? For the white people. I have biracial nieces and nephews. Don't try it, bro. Do not try it. My son, girlfriend, is white. That's my daughter-in-law. So don't ever try it. See, that's your personal stuff. But for me, not to have a balance, when it comes to giving out donations, I get people fooled. It doesn't matter, bro. You gotta listen. That's your problem. When I say our people, I'm talking about people in general that's suffering. Did Jesus Christ had did Jesus Christ had a favorite group? I'm trying to get that word right. Do you know what it is when you've been called to serve? You don't serve a specific. Who is y'all? Hey Bill, you was cool at first, bro. You was cool at first. Did you hear me not say that when it comes to me helping our people, what I learned in the inner city, everybody in the inner city is not BLK. What part did you miss, bro? So when I say our people, I'm talking about people in general. People that's suffering. Listen, you lost. I can't keep doing it, bro. See, I kind of felt you at first. I kind of felt you. I think you're going over there now. I think you're going over there now. And it's okay. It's okay. Because if I find out that's you, Devin, I'm going to block you. Stop. Look. See, that's why I tell people, right? I keep stuff simple. But when you hear, it's like you're trying to figure somebody out. You don't have to try to figure it out. Just listen to what I'm saying. I like that, Bill. Seriously, that's the way it seems. I tell you what, I have 19 years of living that way. I got 31 years, a little over 31 years of living this way. So which way should I live? 19 years that way. A little over 31 years. January the 26th will be 32 years of living this way. So that's the wrong way, or should I live the right way? Now, because I'm living the right way, what's the best way to help the people? It's been successful. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. I'm gonna hurt you, bro. Now I'm 62. But I'm gonna hurt you, bro. Hey, Bill. Look, Bill said I was 50, y'all. Bill said you're only 50. Hey, Bill. Seriously though, I can only get back, bro. I can only get back, like, from me learning from my mistakes and growing and stuff like that. So I can only give back, like, what I have learned throughout the years. No, Bill, I said I used for 19. I used, I started smoking weed. They said I got to watch it at 11. I didn't get clean until I was 30. I had just turned 31 in February. So I had to calculate the age from 11 to 30. So basically, I got clean at 30. I had just turned 31 February the 20th. And now I have a little over 31 years. So I have more years clean, than I did with that life. And my goal at that time, by the time I turned 20, don't calculate it, Bill. Don't calculate it. It might not make sense. Don't calculate it. Don't calculate it, Bill. But keep in mind, uh, sometimes I can come on, and I've been on here for almost 3 hours. Sometimes I can come on, right? And oh my God, you almost made me forget. It's like stuff fly out your head. See, and I'm gonna go right here, Bill, because I was telling my 23-year-old daughter the other day, yesterday. Now my kids finished school, went to college, so their vocabulary is a little bit more extensive than mine, right? So I said, your father have to keep stuff plain and simple in layman terms. So basically, dummy down, right? Keep it plain and simple. I said, the biggest problem with people when I'm talking, you hear. So you're trying to figure out what I'm saying rather than listening from here. Because I used to do that. When a person would talk, I would be in my head thinking about what I'm going to say when they finish and blah, 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 because I'm not really listening. And that kept me lost. So what I had to do was stop going here while somebody talking so I can have an answer before you finish. Did I miss you, bro? Did I miss you? So I had to learn to stop doing it. So anytime somebody's speaking, this is what I do, Bill. To stop this, I try not to focus on the person. So I'll do this sometimes. Because what I'm trying to do is get out of here and listen here. And as I'm listening here now, watch this. I'm quiet. I'm quiet in my mind because now I'm here. And that's the point of me quieting my mind down. So that as that person speak, and it might be God's way of trying to talk to me. It might be God's way of trying to tell me something. So I try to listen here as he speak through you to me. I do this while I'm in church. This how I do with my pastor up there ministering. I'll do this. Because I have to listen. I know. And see, that's why, remember see what you just said? That's your way of thinking, not mine. Remember, I just said that. This might click off over here. Remember I just said that. I just said a lot of times when people are talking, you're in here thinking about what they're saying. So you can have an answer way before they finish. So actually, you're not listening. You hear me, but you're not listening. Because you listen with this, not with this. I didn't understand that a long time ago. I mean, that it took time. See, my journey is spiritual. That's why I miss a lot of people. That's why a lot of people can't relate. But see, now, if you don't relate here, if you hear me talking about the things that I do within the community to build up in the community, you hear what I'm saying, but you miss what I do. Yeah. But now understand this. If I share my personal experience, right, that's not my opinion. That's not what I think. I'm giving you my personal experience. That's something that I went through. So it's not based around my opinion. It's not based around what I think. It's based around what I know. I don't do that to people. I do not tell people what I think, how I feel, what you should do. Blah, blah, blah. I don't do that, Bill. That's true. That's true, Bill. Everybody is entitled to their opinion and what they think and how they feel. I think you should do this. I think you should do that. Well, have you done it? No, but I think you should do it. Well, that's just my opinion. Well, how you know if it's gonna work? No, seriously though, I didn't get to be 62 overnight. So I can't go wrong sharing my experience. I can go wrong giving you my opinion and what I think because it's not based on facts. Now, guess what I had to do, Bill? People used to get upset because I would tell them when they came on my show, share your experience. Share your experience. Yeah, guess what? And didn't you hear me say? That's because I trusted. And let me back that up with that. I trust what he said was the best option. And if you listened to what I was saying, it was the prosecutor that kept going back on things. Did you hear what I said? It wasn't him. It was the prosecutor. But like I told him, I should not have went there. So now check it out, Bill. He has to correct What she did, Bill, am I a lawyer? Are you a lawyer? Are you a politician? So you trust that these people have more experience than you in that area of what needs to be done, right? But then when you see it for yourself and understand, you know it was another route. You should have just went on the other route. Okay? You sure? Because if you trust your Lord, right, who do you think I serve? Who do you think called me to do what I do? You trust your Lord, right? Now, see, I don't know who might be your Lord, so I got to watch it. Because if you're talking about Jesus Christ, from what I understand, when Jesus came here, who was the people he came here for? Who was the people Jesus came here for? You want to go there? Come on. Who was the people that Jesus came for if you calling Jesus Lord? Because you said Lord. That means ruler. But it doesn't specifically mean Jesus Christ. Now let's go. Who's your Lord? Then we can take the conversation from there. Because guess what? I'm an ordained deacon. And if you know the position of a deacon, to go back into the community, to embrace the people, to feed the widowers, to feed the homeless, to clothe, to help. I do what I was called to do. So see, I just don't say I'm a Christian or my Lord. I actually walk the footsteps that they walked in, that they walk. I do the work. And I've been on here for a little bit too long. You still ain't answered. Bill, you said I only live in my, okay, your truth, that's fine. No, I trust the Lord. Who is your Lord? Because I know Lord means ruler, king. So see, I'm trying to see if like if you're a Christian, a Muslim, so I have an idea where you at when you, because you mentioned the word Lord. Now your Lord and Savior, you ain't answering that. You disappeared on me. It's time for me to get off, ain't it? Almost 3 hours. But it's okay. Now, I don't have no problem conversating with anybody. That's no problem. But when you come on people's stuff, right? Just talk your stuff. Don't come on and try to correct whatever they're saying. Don't do that because you're going to get messed up every time. See, when you come on or you comment, you want to add to it. You want to kind of enhance whatever that person is saying. See, can you, you know, help it grow or mature, one of the two. But this is what you want to do. But if you come on and you want to critique what somebody is saying, you're going to get lost every time because you're going to lose. That's why if I'm on somebody's stuff, I can only share from where I'm at with whatever topic or whatever situation we're talking about. Once I get the feel of what you're saying. I can only do that because, one, if I'm on your platform, you might have a certain way of saying certain things, you know, and I don't want to critique it or knock it. That's why I try to make stuff clear where I'm coming from a level of personal experience. Anybody can tell you that. Anytime I go, if anybody invite me over to what they're doing, and I might not agree with a lot of the stuff I hear people say out their mouth, but guess what I'll do? I can only share from where I'm at. I can only share, you know, and the whole goal with, if I'm invited to other people's platforms, is to, no matter what, it's called educating for us, for some of us. Hey, Bill, don't do that because you make me think you Devin, bro, and I'm gonna block you. Don't do that. I asked you a question and you ain't even answer your own bull, John. I asked a question. Who is your Lord? You telling me to be honest with myself. You ain't even answered the question I asked you. Who is your Lord? Hey, Bill, to thy own self, you don't know how to be true. To thy own self, Bill, you don't know how to be true. I'm going to do it again. To thy own self, you don't know how to be true. I don't blame you, bro. But let me share this with you, right? Look, I love y'all over here. I'm getting ready to take my butt upstairs because I got to charge my stuff back up. So I'm going to end this. Steve.